Thank you for tuning into The Disclosures with Peter the Insider and Jessica Ariel Morocco. Peter is the director of the 12th Division of the ACIO, Advanced or Alien Contact Intelligence Organization. Jessica is a galactic liaison and the interdimensional seer. Together they will discuss the most current updates from the ACIO, Council of Five, and other extraterrestrial sources regarding many influences on our planet today. Our new format allows you to ask questions and hear the answers from the previous show. Post your question in the comment section below the YouTube video. Disclosures, insider intel that keeps you updated with planetary changes.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today on Disclosures. We have Peter the Insider here, has some information to share with us, and with a lot of different changes happening in our world, it seems to be heading in a direction that's not very good, but our best options are to bring it to the public so people can become aware of it, so people can set an intention to stop it. We have astral beings that are influencing our reality, and it's resulting in some very dangerous situations. And so from here, I'd like to introduce Peter the Insider for the conversation.
I just want to say hello to you, Jessica, and to all of our regular, maybe not so regular listeners with this very important and emergency update.
Okay, so you contacted me today and said that there was something really serious happening. Why don't you just share the story with us, Peter?
Okay, so I've been contacted from several states by highly ranked army and army officers and army intelligence officers. They've got highest security clearances, like with some sort of this message in quotes, like, what the heck is going on? Are we gonna destroy the world or so? And I was like, hey, people, just calm down and say me what's the matter. And they told me pretty much all around the world, no matter if we are talking about US, UK, France, or Russia, China, India, Israel, that they are making their, in quotes, football alive, football or soccer in US. And I was like, okay, are you serious? Because for you people, for you folks, you maybe don't know, that means they are activating their own nuclear warfare. That means I was like, oh, okay, give me a second, give me a break. What in the world are you talking about? Because I was totally in shock, to be perfectly honest. And because they told me, yeah, we know that something like that happens from time to time. It is some sort of regular military drill or so, in order to be in a state of emergency, and we need to drill it. What will be the steps during such a occasion? But now everything it was planned for pretty long time, all kind of that stuff. And they said me that, yeah, of course, it has some sort of solid logic in there. It was made between first and second COVID wave. Fine. But now they contacted me between all of them between less than 1 day, that means 24 hours, that they are making those stuff, so ICBMs, For people they maybe don't know, intercontinental ballistic missiles, and they are making not only them alive, but means like I mean not capable of capable of working, like they are calling it like blind ACBMs, like rockets or so. No, they are making them alive. That means they are mounting warheads. I was like, what? Warheads? Are you serious? And that was it. They were serious.
They're mounting warheads with cobalt. That's what you said.
Give me a second, because I was like, warheads? Are you serious? And they were like, yeah, serious. But there is another problem. And what the heck are you talking about? What can be more? I mean, what can be worse than making warheads? Of course, not atomic bomb, like a, in quotes, this kind of stuff, classic. But hydrogen, right? No, they are using, because technically you have some sort of atomic stuff, or that means uranium, plutonium, or something like that. Then you've got, so this is first stage. The second stage is hydrogenium stuff. So it is the matter what is making this bomb or warhead, whatever we want to talk about, much more and more powerful and efficient. No, for those fools, they are making it because, from my point of view, they are complete fools. They are out of their minds. It is not enough. They are mounting third and most craziest, most like radioactive and most poisonous stuff what you can ever imagine. They are creating, technically activating the third grade. That means cobalt bomb. What in the world is that? This is crazy.
So they've been planning this for a long time, but now they're feeling this is the window of opportunity they've been waiting for.
Give me a second. What I know for sure, that they were planning of doing such a stuff, but not with third stage. That means not with cobalt. Definitely not. So this is crazy. This is
complete destruction. Yeah.
This happened during, I don't know, like last 2 or 3 days or so. So technically we can say few days after US elections. But it is very good, or it was very good opportunity for them to fake it. I mean, to fake the whole stuff, because
the elections, you mean? To fake the elections?
No, give me a second, okay? To fake it like, that they will point with pointing finger to any sort of president or president candidate, right? He or she, it is because of him or her. No. For them, absolutely doesn't matter. Nope.
So, nope. They don't care who's in power. They were going to do this anyhow.
Absolutely. Yes. This is, yeah. This is what I was talking about. Yeah.
Let's talk about what the cobalt bomb is. We were looking at, this is Wikipedia, and for me, it's just the easiest way to convey the information. People want to go into a scientific magazine or some resource, then you should do that. But I'm trying to just get the information out. The next stage is for you to go deeper into research. So the cobalt bomb is a type of salted bomb, a nuclear weapon designed to produce enhanced amounts of radioactive fallout intended to contaminate a large area with radioactive material. The concept of the cobalt bomb was originally described as a radio program by physicist Leo Szilard
Szilard.
Szilard.
Yeah, he's Hungarian.
Hungarian.
Yeah. So
It-
from my region, just by the way.
Yeah, well, also Soros, right?
Yeah. You are
Soros,
right.
how do you say his name?
Soros. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Soros. Okay, his intent was not to propose that such a weapon be built, but to show that nuclear weapon technology would soon reach the point where it could end human life on Earth, a doomsday device. Such salted weapons were requested by the U.S. Air Force and seriously investigated but not deployed. In 1964 edition of the U.S. Department of Defense book, The Effects of Nuclear Weapons, a new section titled Radiological Warfare clarified the doomsday device issue. So this is literally the doomsday device. The Russian Federation has allegedly developed cobalt warheads for use at their Status 6 oceanic multipurpose system nuclear torpedoes. So it's underwater. However, many commentators doubt that this is a real project and see it as more likely to be a staged leak to intimidate the United States. Is that true, Peter? Do they actually have this or no?
Yeah. They
do.
To be perfectly honest, they've got Russia, technically former Soviet Union. They've got multiple such devices and much larger amount. So much more than US. But the stuff is they are smaller scale, that technically once it will be detonated, they've got smaller yield. Yeah. But you don't need, as I said, technically we will go to the video, that once you have cobalt inside, you don't need to have big bomb in how can I say it, dimension. You don't need to have heavyweight bomb. No, because this is it. It is about effectivity, maximum effectivity. Okay, that's the stuff why all atomic and hydrogen bombs were huge, were big. Do you know what I mean? Like big dimensions. I don't know, like house or 2 or 3 houses or so, and I don't know how many tens of tons. Something like that. No, this is like, okay, this is normal convention explosive stuff. I mean the dimensions and the weight, everything like that, and that's the most problem, because it can be how can I say it can be very easy. It can be very easy confused with in quotes convention explosive stuff, and easily underestimated. Like, yeah, okay, this is bad. The bomber
Like
will drop something.
Yeah.
There is a bomber. They will drop a bomb. Okay, and that will be not okay. That will be the last thing what you as an observer will see. Do you know what I'm talking about? That's it. Yeah.
It also said that the Russian military experts are cited as saying that the robotic torpedoes could have other purposes, such as delivering deep sea equipment or installing surveillance devices. Is cobalt being used for good purposes?
It can be, yeah, but it is like, it is like that stuff, first was what was invented first? Hydrogen and atomic bomb, and then afterwards we start to use nuclear stuff to create in quotes Jewish, sorry, this is slang word, officially said electric energy. You can use it both. Once again, it is the same stuff always as I am telling it. You have very big and sharp knife. You can cut slice of bread, or maybe cut huge piece of meat. But once you get enraged, you can stab people to death. Do you know what I mean? Or as I said, 3 days without water and you are gone there, you are dead. But once there is a flood, you lost everything what you have. Or once there is cold outside, you need flame. You need, for getting warm. But once you, I don't know, forget cigarette, and your house is under huge fire. Do you know what I mean? That's the stuff. It is absolutely the same. Absolutely the same. Do you know what I'm talking about? Same paradigm. Absolutely, you are right.
Yep. So that the Operation Antler, the first round test by the British at the Taj site in Maralinga Range in Australia in September of 1957 tested a bomb using cobalt pellets as a radiochemical tracer for estimating yield. This was considered a failure and the experiment was not repeated. What happened in Australia when they did that, Peter?
Technically, it happened that several of those smaller stages or respectively small stages, they didn't explode. What they will be what they technically can be very, very, very happy, because they totally in quotes over-engineered it, and once the whole bomb or all the stages, small stages of bomb will explode, that will be crazy, and and it will be disaster, and I mean literally a disaster, right? And they find it out, but the stupidest way how you can possibly get it. Try and learn. And you know what I mean? And it was like, what in the world? They've got physicians, chemicians, whatever, from Cambridge and Oxford. They made crazy amounts of theoretical calculations, and despite of it, they design it bad. What in the world? And I will say you what happened. Because they produced, and I'm saying this for real, more than it was like 100 or 110 kilograms, no, 110 or 120 kilograms cobalt more that it was originally designed to be. And they were like, okay, let's do it, let's try it. And then after that happened, so technically, luckily it doesn't explode. I don't know how it was technically. There is or there can be a explanation for it, because all the stages were mounted in very, very solid material, like very specifically designed compound. What is, just by the way, the exact structure is I know it, but it is secret till nowadays, just by the way. And they can be so happy, because once everything will explode, what in the world? That will be crazy. That will be crazy as hell,
Well, it said that they produce, let's see, with the fusion generated neutron activation product being responsible for about half the gamma dose now from 2011 at the test site, the high percentage contribution is largely because the devices did not rely much on all fission reactions, and thus the quantity of the gamma emitting caesium 137 fallout.
Celsium. It is. Help me.
Cesium?
Cesium. Yeah.
Cesium 137 fallout is therefore comparatively low. Photosynthesizing vegetation exists all around the lake that was formed. So whatever they did was not as damaging.
Yeah,
It sounds like.
But once again, once they will do that, with fully what they want to do, that will be crazy.
So here the cobalt bomb can be made by placing a quantity of ordinary cobalt metal around a thermonuclear bomb. And when the bomb explodes, this is what they were talking about. And when the bomb explodes, the neutrons produced by the fusion reaction in the secondary stage of the thermonuclear bomb's explosion would transmute the cobalt to radioactive cobalt-60, which would be vaporized by the explosion. The cobalt would then condense and fall back to Earth with the dust and debris from the explosion contaminating the ground and also the air if it's going up into the air.
Yeah, but this is what I want to, how can I say it, point and how can I say it correctly, emphasize, right, that this is not only about the surface or so. This will, I mean, the fallout and debris. This is crazy. Why we are talking about cobalt being that poisonous? Yeah, of course it is radioactive. We know what radiation is. All kind of that stuff. We know it. But this is so crazy that it can contaminate that kind of stuff. Like we are talking about not only mesosphere, we are talking about from 50 to 80 kilometers. That is like what, from 32 to 50 miles, about the ground. We are talking about thermosphere. That means from 80 to 700 kilometers. That means, but I'm talking about, it's thermosphere, but what they have, it's solid evidence that it can go up to 500 kilometers. That means like approximately 315 miles above the ground. It is absolutely crazy, and it can contaminate not only normal like surface soil. It can go goddamn deep. Like it was what? It was like, what I know, approximately 75 or 80 miles about, down the ground. It's crazy. It's like, what it was like 110, 120, 130 kilometers down the ground. It's crazy. That's the reason. Those particles are so goddamn effective. That's the problem.
So, this is...
cobalt particles.
This is what they call the doomsday bomb.
Yeah,
this is it. It destroys the Earth.
Yeah. You are right.
And you said, in some ways, it looks like this.
Very similar. Yeah. Because as you can see, something like that. But this is, let's say, most precise. Because as you can see, you have, look at the size of the whole bomb, right? Look at the size.
Is that supposed to be the scale next to a plane?
No. It's just no. It's not okay. It's because the how can I say it? The airplane is small. No, it is not like that. I don't know why they
It's the
use
opposite.
this.
It's really small. It's really
Yes,
small. You say.
exactly, exactly. But let's look at the structure of the whole bomb, and believe it or not, only those very, very, very tiny little, uh, how can we call them? Black tubes just go to, with, yes, those are filled in with cobalt. Look at that, this huge dimension, and only those tiny little tubes are filled in with cobalt. And try to guess why they are mounted like all over the place. Very easy. Because they want to guarantee, it looks like some sort of, how can I say it, like peak of the pen, if you can see that. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like that. And it will fall down vertically. And try to guess why they are placed like this. Very easy question, easiest answer. Because they want to be sure that once cobalt will be vaporized, it will be vaporized to all the sides possible. So all the sides, like, I don't know, like all the how can I call it, north, east, west, south, but because they will be vertical, do you know what I mean? They will go to the ground and to the top. That means, like, to the atmosphere. It is very, very sophisticated design. It is like that. This is the third stage, the third grade, or I don't know how we can call it. This is crazy.
This is like the
And
size of a needle or something. Is that what you're saying?
this is it. This is it. I called it like top of the pen. Yeah, that size of the needle. Yes, you are right.
Wow. And
This is
something that deadly is that small. That's any people could be walking around with that.
give me a second. No, not needle, not needle. Give me a second. We are talking about. Sorry, I am not talking. Sorry, this is my mistake. Maybe we can click it and make it
Larger.
bigger.
We'll see if that's what it'll.
Yeah, this is it. Give me a second. This is the video. So don't click it. Don't click it, please. Okay, so this is it. This is not being a needle. No, I am just saying that once you have bombs like atomic or hydrogen bomb or whatever, right? You need to have crazy big dimensions and weights. That means, like, I don't know, 5, 6, or maybe 7 floors, height, and it should be like, I don't know how many hundreds of feet long and few tens of metric tons heavy. No, you need to have, I don't know, few tens of kilograms. So that means, I don't know, like between 100, 130, 150 pounds. I don't want to say 200 pounds weight. Period. End of story. So it looks like normal commercial-ish explosive bomb. Nothing bad. I mean, of course, you need to be cautious about that.
Why don't you give us like the dimensions, approximate dimensions and size, scale?
This is not about why, because they can technically they manufactured many of Yales and many of power. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And technically, this is the first problem in order to determine it precisely. And second problem, you've got generations. First generations, of course, were bigger and heavier, and later generations, or latest, sorry, my bad, latest generations, um, they are goddamn crazy small. And once I am talking about goddamn crazy small, they literally looked like a needle, so very similar to this design.
When I say
Of
needle,
course,
like a syringe, like you would use in the doctor's office, you
give me
know,
a
to give
second,
you a
give me a
shot.
second. Like that, but bigger. So I mean, much bigger, but definitely not to, how can I say it, expect, okay, this will explode, this should destroy the world. So I don't know, 4, 5 feet long, or I don't know, like between 1 and 2 feet diameter or so, and being very, very, I mean, extremely lightweight. So I don't know, like 5, 6 kilos. Do you know what I mean? Something like that. It's crazy. It's like, what in the world is that? This is nonsense. This can't be true. I mean, normal people will be like, like that. Do you know what I'm talking about? This is like, what? This is,
This is
it's
because
crazy.
and I know that people we're trying to get people to understand, and it's not really easy to explain about what astral beings do, but
So
um
this is like between 4, 6 kilos. It can be like between 8, 9 to 12, maybe 13 pounds or so. And this is really, those are, sorry, dimensions and heavy weights measures. I mean, not heavy weights, but heights measures, weights measures of these kind of crazy destruction bombs, because they are making latest, let's say, produced within last what, 5, 6, maybe 7 years or so, something like that,
mhm.
because they are still producing it. This is crazy. What in the world?
But this is all because, and I know, like I said, people don't understand fully what goes on in the astral, but some of you do. And that Heather Shaw, or the entity called Heather Shaw, which is technically merged with Ereshkigal, who is the queen of the underworld, is
Yeah,
very angry about an aspect of her is trapped now by the because of the merge and Peter, the ACIO, working together to kind of control her. But there's still aspects of her that is kind of rebelling, and the Council 5 came through and had to take a device from her that was kind of projecting thoughts and intents on the planet, negative stuff, which leads us up to this situation. And she planned this, that to get into the minds of all of these nations to use cobalt.
yeah.
And so
What
that's
is
why you
absolutely,
called me, Peter, right?
yeah, this is you know, this is like, what in the world? We need to get this information out, because this is like crazy as hell. What
We need
in the
people,
world?
yeah, to project their highest intention and protection on the planet from people from using this, because we're going to lead up to uh, a little bit more. We're going to I don't know if we should play any of this and then move on
Do
to
you know
some of the
what?
articles.
Actually, I think that this we should not play this video, but the best option possible, how to make some sort of clarification for people what we are talking about. We put this link to this video in description.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's we have limited time today to put out information. And Peter, it's kind of late for Peter, but we need to. It's important for us to get the information out. Um, so this is the reason why that I was looking at this. Iran's president calls on Biden to return to a nuclear deal. Now we're kind of like the elections just happened.
Yeah.
There's still there's a bit of chaos regarding the decision.
Let's say
And
uncertainty.
there's some, yeah, this uncertainty, even though that the media has, decided who they wanted in office. There's still, like, it should have been, in my opinion, a fair deal, and it should have been the people's choice, not the media's choice or anyone else's. But I guess they like to just hand these things to us. But maybe their involvement in all of this is becoming very transparent. So here, Iran, first discussion before anything happens, before he even moves into the White House. Let's talk about the nuclear deal. And and I was looking at this saying, yep, they're ready. They're ready to go into something.
Yep.
And
Yep,
Iran's
right.
president called on President-elect Joe Biden to compensate for past mistakes. What does that mean, Peter? They're already telling the Americans to compensate for past mistakes. Do they want us to go against Israel, or what do they want us to do?
Why do you mean, especially Israel?
I don't know. What are the past? How do they want us to help? In what way do they expect us to help them?
It is not only Israel. It's it's kind of crazy.
Well, I'm just saying that who they think that we screwed up with, because they're saying we need to compensate for past mistakes. What are they referring to?
Technically, they are referring to secret deal they made with United States long time ago,
Right.
But despite I want it so bad, I cannot get what is the, how can I say it? What was the deal about, or what is the deal about? Of course,
you can't talk about it.
Sorry, what?
You can't talk about it. Is that what you're saying?
No, I can't. Nope, I can't.
So the return to the U.S. to Tehran,
technically,
it was
we
a
know
2015 nuclear deal. 2015.
Yeah, but I'm talking. No, I'm talking. This happened long, time ago. It's not like 2015 or so. Nope. It's
what, like you say, in like the 40s or 50s?
Yeah.
Even prior to the Israel gaining their.
That's the stuff. That's the stuff
Okay.
what I'm talking about. All right. It's like exactly.
Yep. All right. So and then they didn't like the tensions between Trump and the U.S. has since reimposed punishing sanctions on Iran that have crippled its economy. So there's definitely some anger here, and we understand that. But that's the first conversation, and so that opens the door for a lot of things. And what will a Biden presidency mean for Iran? This article, Al Jazeera.
Al Jazeera, yeah. Qatar television, yeah.
Democratic nominee victory in the U.S. elections boosts hopes for revitalizing Iran nuclear deal, but undoing the Trump years will not be easy. The effects of Joe Biden's election as the next president of the United States are certain to reverberate across the world, perhaps nowhere more than Iran. Many Iranians hope for a better future following the signing of a nuclear accord between Iran and world powers in 2015 were quashed some 3 years ago, later than U.S. President Donald Trump unilaterally abandoned the landmark deal.
Yeah,
Trump's hawkish administration proceeded to impose waves of unforgiving economic sanctions, blacklisting, and I don't want to go over what Trump did, because I don't know. I mean, maybe he was trying to get them to not become aggressive, but I don't
want to talk about that, because this is, let's say, this is still secret stuff. Not because People can search over the internet for something, but you know, there are certain stuff, uh, they are let's say hidden, so technically they should stay secret, you know.
Yeah,
That's the
well,
stuff.
there's a public conversation, and then there is the military conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
true.
the military conversation can't be disclosed without putting certain people at risk, and or even the people, because if certain information gets out, then it kind of looks like the information was leaked from both parties. Against the background, Henry Rome, senior Iran analyst in the U.S.-based political risk consultancy Forum Eurasia Group, expects both Iran and the U.S. to proceed cautiously in early months of a Biden presidency. Biden will face a slew of more pressing priorities, and Tehran will be cautious to appear overeager to negotiate and give away leverage before the June presidential elections. So this is very planned. They're very much in favor of Biden being there. And, from my opinion, Biden is not capable of having basic conversations and agreements, let alone a nuclear one. I don't think he's capable or competent to do that.
I don't wanna say yes or no. It's your, let's say it is your opinion, but I know certain stuff. I don't wanna say yes or not, because I know certain stuff, and from their point of view, it's absolutely not important.
I mean,
Uh,
from the as a representative of the United States, he's about 80 years old and has memory loss and other issues, which are not hidden. And this is not to mock him in any way. When you get around that age, you start to have problems. And so, yes, this is the part that it's shocking that anyone would actually even consider him as a candidate in the first place. I can't. It just baffles me as like does everyone have their head in the sand? But anyhow, this is just one nation, but you can see this is where the direction where it's going. Now, Peter, you told me that here they're talking about. You told me that this is going on around the world. This is not just Iran. And
yeah, that's true.
so
Yeah.
here's France, Germany, and the UK together, known as the E3, also voiced concerns about Iran's increased nuclear activities. And so they're wanting more activity. Iran is not looking to lower their activities, they're looking to increase it. And they're looking for someone who's going to agree with that. And apparently Biden is right there with them. Now, why would he be with them? Because he's not thinking rationally. He's not capable of thinking rationally. And they're taking advantage of that. Which is why we're bringing all of this information up. Last example, in October 26, when the U.S. Treasury imposed new sanctions on the Iranian Ministry of Petroleum, the National Iranian Oil Company, and the National Iranian Tanker Company for their financial support for the Quds Force, the Quds Force, the overseas parliamentary arm of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. Iranian oil minister Bijan Sanganeh was also blacklisted. The same day, U.S. Special Representative for Iran, Elliot Abrams, told that a national or potential Biden administration could not lift all U.S. sanctions in Iran, even if you wanted to. So that there's been restrictions because of maybe some weapons or a nuclear. I don't know 100% for sure. This is the information that they're putting out there. We don't know what the arrangement is on the background. And I will say that either way, this should not be an option for us to be discussing nuclear weaponry. The first step into the White House, it's a really bad sign.
I mean, I just want to say that we don't technically need to. I don't want to defend Iran, right? But I'm just saying that You know, how the heck is possible that certain countries should have and another countries shouldn't have? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, I don't think any should have. I think that
Technically, all of the countries should get rid of that shit, and I will not watch
anything that could
my.
potentially destroy the planet. I mean,
Yeah.
what's the point? So everyone's going to go. So a handful of people go underground and they survive. And then what's the
No, no,
point?
I completely agree with you. Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's they're not thinking. It's, we're not just playing a chess game. This is
Yeah,
weaponry that can have permanent damage. Do they think that if they do it way across the ocean, it doesn't affect them? I mean, look at Fukushima.
I know.
I mean, these things,
No, no, I
yeah,
believe you.
yeah. I mean, I think that's really my point. Now, this he said, she said, or this one is, they have bans on certain things because they think that a nation isn't doing what they should be doing, or not doing, or doing something that they're not supposed to be doing. And so these type of issues go on. And there's there's certain ways to deal with things. That's why we have people that are able to present such discussions in a way that's politically, not politically, but kind of to lower the flame of anger that certain nations have. And you're not going to please everyone. And there's always going to be a group somewhere, one group or another is not going to be happy, or maybe multiple. And this is the point of escalation. And so you need like mediation, or someone who is there to kind of diplomatically interact with others. At this stage, it's not even about that. This is astral manipulation. And so because of astral manipulation, we're at a very serious situation. So these people are just being human from their perspective. Their nation or themselves are suffering, and they're not happy with a certain situation. And this is why, everyone should have the freedom to live well and have all their needs met, but not freedom to have, life-threatening doomsday weapons.
Yeah, you are absolutely right. Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then,
You are right.
and meanwhile, because of the debacle that happened in the elections, um, Mexico's president won't congratulate Biden on an election win until legal challenges are over. So everyone's pretty much looking at the U.S. as being highly unstable and in the right. Let's be honest. This whole thing it looks like the media pretty much set up the vote, and or Silicon
But this
Valley
is
or
from.
someone else.
Sorry, you need to maybe go to the very top, of this page, because this is from the Guardian. So this is not from, let's say, some sort of third-ish group stuff like Unrelevant page or so. This is the Guardian. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean? It's like we need to say or show that this is not fake up stuff, or do you know what I mean? It is, from my point of view, this was very important to see for our listeners, that this is from the Guardian. Do you know what I mean? This is not like, nah.
and here's another one. This is from the AP.
AP. This is AP. Yeah, yeah.
Kremlin. Putin won't congratulate Biden until challenges end. And they have, him shaking the hand of Biden. Of course, he's met Biden, from when he was under Obama.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, you
So,
right.
They're showing, and he's familiar with them, but let's be honest, they see the inconsistency here, and so people are like wondering what in the world is going on here, and not to mention the instability of the riots and some other things. So this is a perfect opportunity for those that are disgruntled and not happy to start taking up arms and test the waters. However, then others will do it, and then it's not a game. This is not just to see if they can wipe out one nation, all nations will be destroyed under these circumstances.
Absolutely, you are yeah, absolutely, you are right, 100%. Yeah,
And
yeah.
the thing that you said, Peter, which I thought was really important, is we're at a place because of the astral interference in our reality through the entity. We're going to call Heather Shaw, who's a multi-creature at this point. She's merged with many other entities. And it doesn't matter whether Trump or Biden's in office. It's not even about.
And that's the problem, because this is not, we are pointing at Mr. Biden. No, this is bad man. He wasn't even, he shouldn't even be a candidate for president or so. No, this is not because of him. This is not because being a Trump, Mr. Trump in the office. No, that's not true. This was long-term pre-planned stuff. Yeah, this is it. And
do you have any idea how long? Because I mean, they have more advanced technology than the looking glass. They know when their time is.
From my point of view, years.
What years can you like 20, 30 years, 100 years?
From my point of view, few hundreds years.
So you knew about it, but you didn't know exactly when they were going to do this.
In the first place, when, and if, because this is not because of merging with another reality. This is bleed truth from bad reality, because we are about to merge with good reality. So we need to manifest our own best intentions. And I'm talking about people, they are, I don't know, into meditation, into praying, in whatever, I don't know, you have COVID. So you don't need to be believer. You don't need to be some sort of philosophist or so. If you want to help people, they need help. So older people, people in a need, people, they are chronic patients, so they maybe are young, but very, how can I say it, sensitively to, they can say they are in danger because of COVID. Just do it. Everything is counting. That is stuff,
Right. So highest intention for humanity through prayer, through meditation, through
helping. Even tiny little stuff will help.
Yeah, and sharing information with people, keeping people updated with what's going on. And, the more we're informed, the less that we are vulnerable. That's why I said to Peter, and I know it's late for you, Peter, and we're not going to stay on much longer, but this is important. I said the people need to know, because the more that they know, the more that they can focus on and shift the information, shift the intention, and also bring out more information. And we're going to find a lot of things that have been going on in the background that we were not paying attention to, because they're masters of distraction. And distraction has always been their biggest tool to get people off the mark and become unstable, so you don't really know what's going on. But trickery, deception, illusion, making someone who's very bad look good, and someone who's very good they can make look very bad. They seem to like using the media these days.
Absolutely.
The media seems to be their puppets, and they don't even know why they're saying and doing some of the things that they're doing either. So we're in a real very this is a very, very evil creature. I would call it a devil, but it's kind of like a female devil, if there's such a thing. But it has like multiple animals, sort of like a Asmodeus, but it's not Asmodeus. So anyhow, we're going to be working on that. We're going to ask for your assistance, and as we continue to work on that, the ACIO is of course working on as well, and the Council 5 came through to try to help us to some degree. So and the merge is helping us, and Peter. So with that said, thank you, Peter, for sharing with us.
So thank you very much for opportunity to be on your channel. And once again, I consider this be very, very, very important information, and that was it. It was like, let's say, breaking news. And thank you for all of our listeners who was here with us. I'm looking forward for next time. Bye bye.
Okay, thank you, Peter, and thank you everyone for listening. And make sure to click through all the links. And thanks for your support and understanding. And stay strong. Until our next show, have a good day.
You have been listening to Disclosures with Peter the Insider and Jessica Ariel Morocco. Join us on the YouTube channel, Jessica Ariel Morocco, and visit www.peter-insider.com and www.readingsbyariel.com. Remember to post your questions in the comments section below the video. We look forward to hearing from you.